Hello, Belfast Whisky Week. How you doing? Are you well? Are you keeping grand in lockdown? My name's Adam Loughlin. I've been doing stand-up comedy in Belfast now for about 18 years, and that is why you've never heard of me. I've kind of let myself go a little bit during lockdown. I put a wee bit of weight on and got a big massive beard. I kind of resemble Tom Hanks's character in Castaway if the island he landed on had a fully catered buffet. I'm not surprised I'm not going to get a bit of gout, to be honest with you. Rich man's disease, they called it back in the 1800s. That's the one you want. You want gout. That's what the one. That's gout's the one you want. But yeah, no, happy days for ladies. So obviously you're all sitting on the gaff. We're going to entertain you now for the next couple of minutes. As a stand-up comedian, it's very, very difficult. We don't have a crowd these days, as you can see in the reflection in the mirror in the background. You'll probably see other comedians in the background drinking Lucasade and writing in their notepads. It's a great profession, being a stand-up comedian. I remember when I first told my mum about being a stand-up comedian, she turned around to me and she said, "Well, what are you going to do with it, Adam?" And I went, I don't know. I could pitch ideas for TV shows and stuff like that. And she said, "Well, go, quick, pitch me an idea for a TV show." And I went, "Right, okay, I've got an idea for a TV show. It's called Who Do You Think You Are?" Right? Bear with me with this one. So, the idea of the show is, right, you get a guy with amnesia, right? and you're sitting down, and you go to him, "Who do you think you are?" And he's got 3 guesses to get it, okay? And after 3 guesses, if he doesn't get it, then you reveal who he is, and you go, "Okay, now you get to know who you are. You're actually a man that was involved in a car accident, and your entire family was killed. You were the sole survivor of the accident, but unfortunately, you lost your memory." And he'd be sitting there going, "Really?" And you go, "No, actually, you're a nationally exposed paedophile that went to prison, and then your cell, one of your cellmates took a drill bit to the back of your head. You survived, but you lost your memory." And they'd be like, "Really?" And you're like, "No, we're only joking. It's the first one." I also have this thing where I like to write episodes of my favorite TV programs. Columbo, I've got one for Columbo. So the way I look about it is whenever you're writing something, this is a really easy trick. If you're out there and you're a writer, this is a really easy way to get a script made. What you do is you write one line that happens right smack bang in the middle of the episode, and then you just write everything out either end of that. So what I've done is I've written a Columbo episode, and this is the line that I've written in my Columbo episode, and on the basis of this one single line, you'll be able to flesh the entire episode out in your head. So this is how the line goes. "Now come on, now, Lieutenant, you didn't come all the way down here just to talk about my lunch." It's a callback. Keep your eye open for it later on. And so what I also want to do as well, as a stand-up comedian, whenever you see people in performing, or people are kind of doing crowd work, sometimes you always kind of, either you get a bit jealous of them because they're really working the crowd well, or you kind of get a bit, "Oh, I could do that, I'm much better than that." And I get this whenever I go to Mass and I see a priest. And the priest that the St. Bridget's in Derry, where I go to Mass every Christmas, I give 45 minutes of my year to God. That's all he's getting. So what it is, we have a very charismatic kind of priest, and I watch him and I go, "God, I'd love to be a priest. I'd probably be riding rings around me or something like that, you know what I mean? I'd be a good priest, like." So what I've done is I've written some readings from a Bible as an audition to be a priest. I think that's how you do. You audition to be a priest, isn't it? It's like you go into the Lourdes and you do a monologue in front of the Pope or something like that. That's what it is. Like you come in and the Pope says, "So what are you doing today, Adam?" And you go, "Today I will be reading from the Bible." So this is a little story in the Bible that I've written to kind of flex my priest credentials. This is the story of Jesus and the jam. One day, it gets good, bear with me, sit that whiskey down, you're going to want to hear this. One day, as the disciples were sitting around enjoying some sweet jam, Peter got up to get some more. As he walked through the doorway of where they kept the jam, he put his hand on the side of the wall, and his hand, sticky with jam, stuck to the wall for just a moment. As he went to pull his hand back away from the wall, he could feel the resistance as his hand stuck to the wall, and he let out a tiny, audible sigh. Simon, was the first to speak. What's that you got there, Peter? Oh, nothing, just my hand got stuck to the wall over a bit of jam. Look entered the conversation. Wouldn't it be great if you were sticky all over? You could stick to a wall like a spider, and you could climb up a pyramid. Mark put his hand on Luke's shoulder and said, No, spiders aren't sticky. I've seen a spider. They're hairy. That's how they stick to walls. Simon turned to Peter and said, You're a pretty hairy man, Peter. I bet you if you covered yourself in jam, you could stick to a wall. Peter replied to Simon, Oh, well, it wouldn't really matter much. We've ran out of jam. It was at that moment that Jesus entered the room, and a great hush fell amongst the disciples as they realized they hadn't left any jam for Jesus. Ooh, I can't wait to have some jam, said Jesus, as he rubbed his hands greedily. But the disciples turned their backs to him to hide their jammy hands and jammy faces. Why is everybody being so weird? Asked Jesus, but the disciples remained silent. Jesus walked across the room and through the doorway to where they kept the jam, and the disciples began to panic. I didn't have any jam. Did you have some jam? I didn't eat all the jam. I only had a wee bit of jam. Okay, lads, we all had some jam. Their panic whispers were interrupted after a few moments by Jesus walking back into the room, holding above his head the largest jar of jam you've ever seen in your life. He put it right down in the middle of the room, turned to his disciples and said, Do you lads fancy some more jam then? Yeah! And they all had jam. True story. Now, as you can see, for me, looking at me, you probably go, there's a man that likes his carbs. Hence my lockdown ditties. I like a bit of bread, you know what I mean? White bread, cheese, eggs, a lot like. But you know what I like most of all in the world? A baguette. Baguettes. I like a baguette. I like a soft baguette. When they opened Greg's, when Greg's started appearing around the place, I lost my mind because I was like, oh, this is really soft baguette, and I like a nice soft. Sometimes if I see someone and they're just having like a Greg's, I'll walk up to them and just be like, do you mind if I'm not going to take it out of the packet, like, can I give that just a little squeeze? I just want to give this baguette a little squeeze. And if they oblige, I'll give it a wee grope and I'll be like, it's a really soft baguette. And one day when I did this, the guy leapt up from behind the table and went, now come on, Lieutenant, you didn't come all the way down here just to talk about my lunch. A callback should have got a bit more there. Because the whole bit's hinging on that callback. So what I'm going to do for you here is, this is a Columbo episode that I have written. And so we'll go from that line. Now come on now, Lieutenant, you didn't come all the way down here just to talk about my lunch. Oh, that's right, sir. That's right, sir. I just wanted to come down here today and talk to you about the day your wife died. You see, sir, you said that you and your wife had lunch at 2. Well, you see, sir, I've been to that restaurant and I've had all the baguettes. I've had the white baguettes, the brown baguettes, with seeds, without seeds. It doesn't really matter. But you know what I noticed about those baguettes, sir? Hard. Every last one of those baguettes was hard. And what I can't figure out, sir, is how a man that enjoys a nice, soft Greg's baguette can enjoy a meal like that. And then, obviously, the villain in this Columbo episode, who's Robert Culp, he would go, Lieutenant, me and my wife, you said it yourself, we had lunch at 2. Monzelli brings a fresh batch of baguettes out around about that time. And you can't get a baguette more soft and malleable than a fresh baguette. Oh, that's right, sir. I completely forgot. It's a very, very soft baguette, a fresh baguette. And then obviously Robert Culp would be like, nah, listen here, Lieutenant, I've had enough about you coming around here, asking me all sorts of baseless questions, squeezing my baguettes. I'm an airtight alibi for the day my wife died, and I'd appreciate it if you'd leave me alone. And then Columbo's, oh, that's right, sir, I'm sorry. And then just as Columbo goes to walk out the door, hanging just by the doorway, in a little frame, is a picture of a yacht. A little picture of a yacht. And Columbo would turn and go, "That's a beautiful looking yacht, sir." "Yes, Lieutenant, me and my father made that yacht when we were 5. "Oh, when you were 5, sir, or when your father was 5? "Well, Lieutenant, when my father turned 5, he started making the yacht, and then when I was born and I turned 5, I continued making the yacht with him." "Oh, sir, your wife must have loved that." "Yes, Lieutenant, my wife was quite fond of the yacht. Unfortunately, it was destroyed the day she died." "That's right, sir. It was a tragic accident what happened that day." "Well, you see, sir, there's just a few things that I wanted to come down here to talk to you today about it. You see, you have a new yacht, is that correct?" "Yes, Lieutenant, I have a new yacht. It's just down by the bay." "That's right, sir. I was down there earlier today, and might I say, it's a beautiful yacht. The captain was very accommodating, and he let me have a look. But something stood out to me, sir, about that yacht. It's the name you gave the yacht. Baguette. You see, you called the yacht Baguette. It's the same name as this yacht in the picture, and the same name as that yacht down by the bay. You see, what I can't figure out, sir, is if this is a new yacht, why wouldn't you just give it a different name? Like Baguette 2, Mrs. Baguette, Spaghetti Baguette, I could go on. Well, you see, sir, it's not a new yacht. It's a replacement yacht. You knew your yacht would be destroyed that day. You knew your wife would be out on the bay that day on your yacht, sir. And, sir, you filled it full of gas. And you rigged it to blow. And that was your plan. And then, obviously, Robert Culp's all, "Oh, come on now, Lieutenant. This is absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe why it is that you're telling me this." "Well, you see, sir, witnesses in the restaurant say they saw you and your wife eat a baguette each. And then she left. No, sir. You ate both baguettes. You ate the first baguette as yourself, went out, got changed into your wife's clothes, came back in, ate the second baguette, and then you left. All the while, sir, your wife was already dead out on that yacht, ready to blow. And that was your plan. You see, sir, there had to be a baguette. There had to be the baguettes. It's all, "Oh, come on, Lieutenant, this is absolutely ridiculous. You have no proof at all." "Well, you see, sir, when we recovered your wife's dismembered stomach from the bottom of the bay, you know what we found? Nothing. No baguette." Well, Lieutenant, maybe a small fish or krill ate the contents of my wife's dismembered stomach, and that's why there's no baguette. "Well, you see, sir, we trawled the entire West Coast Ocean, and we emptied it of every fish, mammal, and creature we could find. We did an autopsy on every single last one. And you know what we found in their stomachs? I have it here somewhere. We found plants. Other fish. And bits of your wife. No baguette. There ain't a baguette in the entire ocean, sir." See, there had to be a baguette. And then I love it, that's whenever they, get them in their corner, and then the guys just give up and they go, "All right, Lieutenant, it's very clever. Will you be taking me downtown?" "No, I'll have an officer come and do that. Officer Stoltz." And then the guy comes in and goes, "Yeah, Lieutenant." And he's like, "Take this man away." I go, "Okay, Lieutenant." "Oh, yeah, that's right, Lieutenant. Before I forget, there's a guy downstairs. I think they're about to tow your car." "Well, it looks like I best be getting out of here."